Hello, everyone. I am ZHAO Chuang. Let's draw the body of Yangchuanosaurus shangyouensis. Yangchuanosaurus shangyouensis was a large carnivorous dinosaur that moved relatively fast. We draw this dinosaur with a light gait. We can draw it with its mouth open to show how the lips covered the teeth. When drawing, we should also highlight the sense of volume of this animal. We can use shadows and lines to represent the oppressive feeling of a large animal walking towards you in strong sunlight. Now, let's draw the body of Yangchuanosaurus shangyouensis. We compose the picture first. Outline the arc at the top of its head and draw its neck backward. Its back bulged upward, and from here were its ribs. Then, we draw its chest, followed by its shoulder blade. The base of the shoulder blades was its arm. Let's draw both arms slightly swinging backward. It had a rotund abdomen. Here, we draw the pelvis, then its thigh. Its knees were level with the bottom of its abdomen. For the other leg, we can only see the shank, which is about the same length as the thigh. We leave a little room in the rear for the tail. Next, we draw its outline. Draw its nose and keratinous structure first. The keratinous structures were paired on the left and right in front of the eyes. Then, we draw its upper lip. Followed by its teeth. The teeth were covered by the lip, so we can only see a little bit from the outside. They appear very small. The inner teeth can be drawn bigger. Between the slits of the inside teeth, we can see the lip on the other side. Then, we draw the muscles of its mouth. Next, come to the lower jaw. We outline the top of the lower lip and draw its teeth at a certain distance from the outline. What's in the middle is the tongue. Let's shade the inside of the mouth. Then, we draw the boundary between the tooth root and the gum, and complete the outline of the lip. It was narrower at the front and wider at the back. In this position, we draw the bony bump above the eye. Then, let's draw the eye socket, and the tiny eye in the middle. Next, we draw its nose, then the nostril. We draw the keratinous structures on the face more clearly, then show its antorbital fenestra, followed by the posterior temporal fenestra. Next, we draw a triangular muscle at this location. Then, there's the contour of the neck. A very large set of muscles was on the side of the neck. Then, we draw its relatively slack throat, and add a little shadow below it. Next, let's draw where the lower part of the neck connects to the chest, and some folds on the upper part of the neck where it connects to the torso. Now, we show the outline of the arm. It had 3 fingers on each forelimb. The first claw was huge, the second slightly smaller, and the third smallest. When drawing, pay attention that the palms of the carnivorous dinosaurs were facing each other. Draw a little shadow at the base of the arm to enhance the three-dimensional effect. Then, we outline the back, the abdomen, and the ribs. There was skin linking the thigh and the torso. We draw a little shadow. Then, draw the shank on the other side, and the shank muscles that connect to the heel. Next, we draw the folds on the knee and a little shadow at the base. Now, we move to draw the soles and toes. Among the 3 functional toes, the middle one was the longest. There were some large scales on the insteps. Then, for the other leg, we draw folds at the base of the sole. We will draw the dinosaur walking forward. This foot is about to leave the ground, slightly raised. The outer toe is shorter, slightly off the ground. Next, we draw large scales on the dorsal side of the toes and insteps. Draw some wrinkles on the knee, and slightly show the muscle on the side of the legs. We can also add a little shadow to represent the skin's texture. Also, add a little shadow to the abdomen. On the side of the body, we can draw some fine and light lines along the direction of the structure to make this dinosaur look more three-dimensional. Then, we move to its tail and draw it to swing behind the body. Pay attention to the parts that are blocked by the legs. On the underside of the tail, let's draw a little shadow to make its muscles look fuller. Then, draw the boundary between the 2 sets of muscles on the tail. On its body, we can draw some evenly distributed dots to represent the larger scales scattered among small scales. But the small scales cannot be seen in this drawing. Then, starting from the neck, we draw spines along its entire back, resembling an iguana. They don't need to be drawn in the same length, but in staggered sizes like teeth. This will make it look more vivid. The spines on the neck can be drawn smaller, the ones on the back can be taller and larger, and those spines gradually get smaller and smaller when it comes to the tail. Then, we slightly draw the ground to let this dinosaur step on the ground. This can show that the 2 feet are carrying different weights. One foot is light touching the ground, and the other more solidly steps on the ground. Lastly, remember to draw its ear. Good, like this, we've finished drawing the body of Yangchuanosaurus shangyouensis.